Welcome back to my channel. This is Nadine from Home Light Healing. Thank you for being here. Today I wanted to discuss the future of language. And what do I mean by that? So you'll have to bear with me. Some of this might offend some people, and it's really not intended to offend, but just to share my experience and my insight with that. And so you can, of course, take it or leave it as you wish. So bear with me a little bit as I explain my journey recently. So I was outside of the United States in a different country for about 6 months. And I was trying to learn the language so I could communicate and connect more deeply with everybody there and friends I was making. And I just was discovering I had a real resistance to learning the language. And I had never felt that way about this language before. So this was a bit new to me. So I was feeling really resistant to learn the language. And over time, increasingly, was starting to feel actually really annoyed and aggravated by the language, I have to admit. And just not wanting to learn it. And it was like getting under my skin. I could start to experience that. And I was like, what is going on here? And you know, it's a language that the world loves, but I don't love it. I recognize I absolutely do not enjoy this language. And it started to occur to me the reasons, and the reason was because it held so much programming, and which was like, oh, ding, a little light bulb off in my head. And so all languages do. They hold the programming of those areas and those cultures. And when you've gotten to a point where you've worked through your programming, it just doesn't resonate anymore. And so for me, the future of language, I've always known, is energy. I mean, it is now, but energy is the future language. But if you want to talk about a spoken language, it would be light language. And light language is the highest consciousness in terms of language that you can have. It is the truest, most authentic version of communication. So there is no programming. It bypasses the ego. It is just pure energy exchange. And so it's really clean and clear. And I was realizing to myself that that is truly the only language that I want to be speaking. And I have a resistance to learning other languages, especially really old languages. And I myself come from a very, very ancient language that is technically my birth language, but I don't really know it very well. And there's beauty in all these languages, and there's incredible depth, and there's poetry, and there's expressions that you just don't find in English. So of course there's incredible pluses and beauty to the languages, but they also carry a frequency, and they carry a programming, and they carry an imprint of the culture. And when you have worked through all that within yourself, it's not the most authentic way of expressing yourself or communicating. So light language is the future language for humanity. And the more that you move through your own programming, the more you realize how much that really resonates for you and how it's the most authentic expression of yourself. So it was really funny, but also maybe a little offensive to those around me. And I did not mean that at all. But I was just really observing and witnessing my reactions and where they're coming from and why am I feeling this way. And I wanted to share that with you. Think about that in your own cultures, in your own language. What kind of language and which languages do you speak, and which ones do you feel that you can express yourself more truly and more authentically in? And even just start to observe that imprint of programming in your native languages, your native tongues. and what kind of impact that has on you expressing your truest self. So let me know what you think about that. Again, not intending to be offensive in any way, just really sharing a keen observation that I know is the future of our communication in the new earth. All right. Thanks for being here. Have a beautiful day.